Hey guys, Tara here. Welcome back to another GTA Online video. This time, it's WHRE Select Week 3. I was going to say, before we get to this playlist was done before the last DLC, so the X80 is better than the Wagner in this playlist. That's why everyone's driving one. Anyway, now back to the racing. We did get a pretty decent start there, now to get all messed up there in one corner, so back down to pretty much where we started. So then we get back into 5th in one corner, so really is pretty even start there, taking all of this in this kind of front mid-pack of cars. Now we get into P4, and from there of that grey XA. So pretty much this is the only time you'll see people driving XA21s, because the next place and everything onwards is done with the next DLC. So unless Rockstar decide to take downforce back down again, then it's just going to be Wagner's for every supercar race that you see in the future after this playlist. So we did get a pretty good start there. Now we're up into P4, it's like the top 3 are already starting to break away, where you get an okay run there through that hairpin style corner, and I've got just going to get the legs there on that black XA behind us, and we just about managed to get ourselves back there into P4. But you see the top 3 always trying to pull away from us quite a bit, so we should get a bit of slide on there. Of course, we don't use off-road tyres. I use tuners on all of my cars. Pretty much, I think that tuners definitely on all cars, so you definitely do get a bit more of a slide on over the bumps, and definitely just smash into a wall there, which is definitely not how we're going to catch up to the top 3 if we're going to try and impression them. They're cutting a bit further on. We're still in P4. So on that first lap now, there's also someone that's smashed himself there into the wall, so now we're going to P3, so that's one easy overtake for us now. And now we're into a podium position. It's like the second's not that far in front, the first place is already starting to pull away slightly. Now we've got a whole group of cars behind us. That's definitely not what I wanted to see when I was looking behind me. And so you got the red car slowly starting to come to our camera view there. We get a pretty good line there through turn 1, and getting very much earlier on the brakes this time, but still not taking the best of lines here. It's like the red car behind us really is starting to get a good run. And so we just get an okay run. They're actually starting to gain there back on second place, and we could go from trying to make an overtake onto second, get down to 4th in one straight if we get the move wrong. We just finally don't manage to slam into the wall there that time to keep the momentum going. I don't know where this red car behind us has found all of this momentum from. They seem to have found something that works a lot more around the track than what we do. Just take a wide line through there. Seems the car in front of us, we're going in between the lampposts, so interesting line there from them. And a bit further on, we slam into the wall, and now we do drop down to P4. It's not even the red car that overtook us now. We've got Gracie going side by side with us now. We try to hold it there on the outside. Once again, we slam into the wall, which really is not what we need to be doing. So we do get back into that position. There's Gracie there going around the outside, so interesting line there from Gracie trying to get around the outside, which clearly hasn't worked now, because we do get back up there into P4, but Gracie there, right back at us immediately, and one corner. Oh, he demoted back down to 5th, then immediately back up to 4th once again, as the black car gets it all wrong. So now we see pretty even with Gracie. She does like to have the better lines than us, so it's going to be pretty hard to overtake them now. We need to follow their lines around the remainder of this lap. See if we make them see they're already pulling away, and they've got some amazing momentum there around that corner. They're already pulling away now into P4. We are now already going on to the podium position. They're getting a bit further on. We're now caught up to 3rd place, which is now the grey XA in front of us, so make the most of seeing these XAs, because you're never going to see them again after this place. But now, so they run a bit wide there, slam into the wall, and now we get up into P3. Now can we even try and chase down Gracie from maybe we can get back up into 2nd, or can we just try and hold this P3 for time being, slam into the wall once again. This time we managed to keep a lot more momentum going than the grey car behind us, and now we've got pretty much one sector, if you could say there's sectors in GTA races, pretty much a third of this lap left to go. And we even take 3rd place in the first race and come around the final corner. We do just that, and we're just going to hold on there to P3 for the first race. And then moving on to the second race, so we're in my favourite cars to race at least. Shouldn't have any excuses for doing terrible in these cars. Now we're in the Zions, where we're starting from 8th. So we should be starting every race from P8, albeit if anyone leaves or lags out, then we move up position. So 8th is the lowest we'll start from this playlist. So pretty much there in the mid-pack, so we get an amazing start there around turn 1 as I just completely start rambling. Now we get them to P4, P3. People there going for the title line, which really hasn't worked out for them. And now we get almost to 2nd actually. Now we've got one of the brown cars to try and make a move on us. So the chrome car in front of us gets a bit of a slide on there. The Komario, now they make a move into the lead in only, how long is that, 30 seconds. I'm actually in the lead of a race, so we're going to make the most of this now. I said the Zion was my favourite car to race, but I didn't think it would be working this well for us now. As then we've only got 4 laps, well 3.5 laps left to go. Try and hold on to this lead. Now I don't know how the playlist officially rules work, but how I'm going to do it, seeing I'm the only one making a video out of it, I think, is lag outs do count. So if you're leading on the final race and you lag out, the person in 2nd will then win. And I'm also counting people in the crew because it's WHRE Select Week 3. So if you're not in the crew, you don't count as winning the playlist how I'm doing this. So if anyone else behind us starts taking our positions and they're not in the crew, it doesn't really have much effect, because if they win the playlist and they're not in the crew, then whoever's the lead crew member will... So we could have two winners, what I'm trying to say. We have the actual winner and then the crew winner. Unless the crew winner wins it, then only one wins, so hopefully that's what happens. The leaders clearly slams themselves out into the wall as I start rambling there once again. Now, I'm really not commentating on this race whatsoever. And I've tried to keep the line on this side, but I really slammed into the pole, trying to go for the inside line there, which really didn't work out. So we go from the lead, we threw away the lead. Why did we even try that? I mean, now we drop down to 7th, maybe even 8th now. We do go down to 8th momentarily, but go to the inside there of the orange car, and that black one as well, just keeping it pretty even there to the inside after the white car hasn't got the best line. Now we do get back up into P5, so pretty much damage limitation now from 1st to 6th, 8th, and now back up to 5th. And it's like the top 4 aren't that much further in front of us. And they're cutting a bit further on. We've now caught up to 4th place in the white Zion. We take a tight line there to the inside, because our damage is starting to affect us now. We do have quite a bit of understeer in the car, just due to the ploughing into the pole. And they get gets a horrible line this time. We're going to go take the safer line around the outside, carry the momentum, fly over the bit of grass there. We do go over to P4, so we make the overtake there around the outside. And now we come even beyond for a podium position as the black car in front of us really doesn't look to have that much speed over us, so let's be pretty even between two. I mean, we're calling them up. Now cutting a bit further on now, so the footage once again just decides to cut for no reason. That's something you can see quite a few times, because my PS4 just decides to be a complete arsehole when I don't want it to, and jump on the bits of footage that I want to use, and not on the bits that I don't want to use. And in saying that, that car just pretty white sails out there on the pole, and I get up into P3. We're still on the mini map, 2nd and 1st, we're way off into the distance, so now surely the best we can hope for is to try and hold on to this P3 position. We're still P3, we need consistent results. I mean, we haven't really got the outright pace, so consistent results are really what we need. And coming up to the line, we're going to finish to take a 2nd P3 finish in a row. Moving on now to the 3rd race, and of course it's a race we know very well. Of course, if you saw my video from last time we're doing this, I think a few weeks ago, this was told I actually won this race in one of the practice runs of this playlist, albeit by pure luck, really. Just, once again, our consistency over pointing who hit one of these slowdown pads. Talking is pointing there right behind us there in that black and red LG. But still, a win's a win, so we should have no excuses for doing poor on this race, assuming well, it's our first win in this crew we took around this track. So it looks like JK has a pretty good line there first, and we're going a bit of a slide on there through turn 4. Once again, using the tuner wheels, not getting the outright grip that everyone else is using there on off-road wheels. Taking a pretty slow line there through that corner, just taking it cautiously. We've seen still worked out. As we navigate up to P2, like the chrome car had a little lift there, it seemed like. So we really just have the confidence there to hold it around the outside. Of course, we know the limits of our car around this track, assuming, of course, it's the race we won. So you know this race pretty well. Of course, I did race this race before, even before I won. It was on a different crew, so I know my way around this track pretty well, I'd say. I mean, the layout is still basically the same. As we go very wide, then almost throw ourselves off the edge of the course. That's really not what we need to be doing if we want to stand any chance of winning this playlist. I think that we've got some pretty good momentum there on the black LG that's out in the lead. And of course, if they're in the crew, then we need to beat them. But if they're not in the crew, then we don't necessarily need to beat them, because they're not the crew member that will win the playlist. Now, we'd take a wide line there and have to lift off there slightly. We're just slowly getting understeered, not taking the best of lines there around this fast corner. Seeing that Arsenal, that car in front of us now is slowly starting to pull away from us. And hopefully we can try and reel them in now through the remaining laps. But however, unfortunately, cutting all the way onto the end of the final lap, we were actually in no man's land there. They were just too far in front of us, so they must have settled for 2nd, but still, 3 podiums in the first 3 races. Now coming on to the 4th race, this is a race where it's kind of okay for me in the terms of the track, but it's just, this car is pretty much a mixed bag for me. The Trespasser Classic, once again starting from P8, I think, now she's starting from P5. So we've made up 3 positions there from the start, our starting grid, so it's like these wide starting grids really are to our advantage. Now we make up a further 2 positions out of the start. Now we get up into P3. So really good start there. That's definitely what we need if we want to try and stamp our authority early on this playlist. And pretty much do a Brawn 2009 as in a real life F1 season, where you get all the points early on, and then everyone else starts to catch up throughout the playlist. We're just too far in front. So hopefully we can use our good starting position to our advantage, and hopefully try and take a victory at some point in this place. We've done a Toyota so far, just getting consistent podiums, but never a victory. That's something that we definitely want to take if we'd really just pull out the advantage that we already have so far in this playlist. And that's not the sight I wanted to see behind me. There's a whole gaggle of cars right there behind me. All red cars as well. We get a bit of a slide on there through this long right-hander, because quite a few potholes there in the road, which, well, this Trespasser Classic slide enough as it is, so I really don't want to be sliding over potholes and spinning myself out. And we just say we get a pretty good run. It's like, is that a cheater in the lead? I think possibly we get a good run there. We slide off the wall, and the curb, and then we smash ourselves into the wall. No, this is definitely not what we need. And then we drop all the way down to 8th, possibly even 9th. We gotta get down any further, and we drop down to P10. From 2nd, possibly 11th. Now JK gets around us there, and we dropped us down there to 11th. So we've just lost 9 positions there. Been terrible corners, and one mistake. The thing is, you can't afford to make mistakes in these playlists. And in the car that I'm so with in the first place, I'm really, this is one of the clear ones to do it in if you want to try and gain back positions. You see, just using a straight line speed there, advantage there to get back past that cheater. Classic there, now we're up into 7th, taking a wide line there. So someone takes out a pole there on the inside, and someone takes out the second traffic light, which actually helps us there. It means we can get an earlier apex in there through that corner, actually make a position there, and then get back into P6. We're pretty much half our position from where we were about 20-25 seconds ago. And keep it flat around this left-hander. The car hasn't got the confidence there to keep it flat, so maybe took a bit of a compromise line. But no, that's free position. Now we get up into P5. Now we need to put a charge now to catch up to the top 14. We have the pace in that half of a lap in a second, but what we don't need to do is get complete slides like that. That's just going to drop us back down to P7. So 2 positions that we just did hard work to gain, we just threw away in one corner. That's really something that we can't afford to do. Once again, we can get a bit of slide on there over the curbing. It's something the curving really seems to catch out. Well, it seems to catch out me in this car, at least anyway. And anything that isn't flat and this car just really don't seem to work well together. Now, as we do get back onto P6, pretty much P5 now, we're going pretty much, I'll say side by side, more like inside. That red kind of film, they seem to get a better line there through the first corners. Now going a bit further on, we're still in P5 trying to chase down the car front. So they go sliding and smashing to barrier, and someone else spun out as well, and they get back into P3. So we've got 2 free positions. Once again, taking it cautiously around the corner pays off. Now they get back into P3, can we just hopefully not slam ourselves into the walk around this corner stand? Now take a bit of a slower line there. Once again, just taking it cautiously to keep our P3 position. Now cutting a bit further on, we're still in P3. Now there's this red car got amazing momentum there out of the corner, and they take our podium position now with only a few corners I think left to go in this race. Now with only 2-3 corners left to go, we just have to go full speed now to try and retake our podium position. There we go, okay line there, so now we take it, tight line there into the final corner. They have a bit more contact there with the barrier, and we're going to finish in another P3, so another podium finish. Now then, coming on to the next race, and now we're still starting on the odd side of the grid, so we've made up another position from the starting grid. It's now from P7, so we've actually gone down 2 positions from the last race, which doesn't really make sense to me, but okay. We're still better off than the way we started it originally in P8, so position to start is still a position to start. We get a turbo line that's getting a load of understeer. Well, I say 4-wheel understeer, gliding through the barriers. Now we still make a position from the start, so now we're in P5, P4, getting inside there. The white cars, like the blue cars, completely spun themselves out. So now we get ourselves up into P4, like the black and white car behind us has got a pretty good run on us though. Because they're using the drain boost to our advantage and they take our P4 position, we're still right up behind them. Of course, something else I've probably already seen, I'm still using the Shafty V12 armoured version and not the regular version, which is now available to use in sedan races and is like 1/10 faster. And because, well, originally you can only use the armoured version, and of course that's the one I have, and seeming the armoured version is more practical in general, and I'm just not, there's no point in buying the other Shaft V12, the regular one, for a 1/10 advantage when this one's more practical, and I'd say we're seeing it's armoured, you'd hope a lot stronger as well. But now we do get back into P5 there, which I have a bit of lift off there through this right hander, because in practice I was just sliding all over the place, keeping it flat down there. And I'd rather lose a 10th or 2 there than risk spinning out and losing, what, 5-10 seconds on a whole heap of positions. Where you go, once again, you go a bit cautious there under braking. It's cost us that time now to drop down to P7 behind this brown shafter. I think we might be the only armoured shafter in this race, from what I've seen so far. It looks like this one in front of us might be an armoured shafter as well, just from having a look at it. It looks like it's got a matte paint job, it could just be good as black. I can't really tell what it is, if it's the armoured version or not. So they slam into the wall. I still can't quite tell which version that is, but still, you get back in front of them regardless of what shafter it is to get back up into P5. All of a sudden we caught right back up to this black and white car, which was behind us at the start of the race. So someone just goes with kamikaze dive there. It looks like they may spin themselves out. Talking to spin themselves out, we smashed off the barrier. Thankfully, we just managed to hold it, so that's completely killed our momentum now. Now coming on to the second lap, we see there could be a possible boost there around the outside, but don't risk it because I don't know if there's a car's width of room to get around that. So I think it's best to just not use that boost and save myself. Talking to save myself, someone's wiped themselves there out on the outside. So now we get back up into P5 and now coming round this turn 2, turn 3, this is the corner. If you hit that tyre barrier, you just bounce off it. I think which one that guy in front of us actually did. And that's another 3 positions. We get a bit of slide on there over the drain. So now we get up to P4 still. 3 positions. I'm not complaining. So long as we're not the ones making mistakes, then it doesn't really matter who else does. And now someone else took a mistake. Someone else has slammed themselves there into the wall out wide. Don't know how they've got out there, but now we're up into a podium position once again, where we find ourselves a lot of the time recently. And coming a bit further on, we're still in P3, but now we've got 2nd place there, right in front of us. Now the black and white car is now starting to take a bit of a slide there. Now we go into P3 once again to get a better line there, but they get a better exit somehow. And this I have no idea how. Probably short shifters. There's nothing else I don't do. I don't short shift because I know how to, I just don't, because it's just like it's flooring. It's like there's no advantage really to be gained with it, and I just generally just prefer to floor R2 and get on with it. And so still, it might cost me sometimes, but still, in general, it's seen. I'm in 2nd place and I'm not short shifting, so is there really that much of an advantage to be gained with it? Not really. You have to take a bit of slide there around that right-hander once again. That's going to cost us now into P2, but they're going side by side, and now inside the black car in front of us now with P2. They outbred themselves completely, slam themselves there into the wall, so now they get back into P2. The lead is completely gone, so he doesn't surely have to settle now position, but no, Vincent left there, he's lagged out, surely he's lagged out, and now we're into the lead. So now this really is now crucial now. Can you try and hold on to this lead now with only about less than half a lap, maybe just a quarter of the lap left to go? Slamming ourselves there into the wall is really not what we need to do. Now this black car has got an amazing run in us now, coming up now with only 1 braking zone left to go, 1 corner left to go. We go right on the brake there to try and float around the corner. We get okay on the round, so they've got even better exit than us, and that's going to be side by side. Now it's going to be a photo finish, surely coming to finish line. We're going side by side, we're going through each other. They're going outside, they're going for the finish line, they're just going to take the victory on the line. That could not be any closer. So after our pretty much just near defeat, now we're on the even side of the grid once again. Now well, hang on. We were down in 8th to start that race. Why are we back? Why can we just not have a consistent position to start the race? Anyway, we were in P8, we made it 2 positions there off the start. Now we get up now into P6. That's all the cars in front of us now. Also, just a complete cluster of elegies in 1 corner here. And just trying to find a way around the outside of them. Now we're going to brake early, get down defended. They all slam themselves into the wall completely. Now we get up, what, 5, 6 positions there. We get up into 4th, 3rd, possibly 4th, somewhere around there. Now we are in P4, we'll take a while on there, because if you take a too early line in there, you can risk spinning yourself out. Now just go through this whole complete cluster of elegies. Now we've got John down to P6, P8, I have no idea what position we're in. I think they're going for that's someone there in a Massacro, so very interesting choice of car there, someone going for a Massacro. I don't think a straight line speed car would really be the one to go for around this show, but if they can make it work, then fair play to them. And we are going side by side now with that Massacro, so of course the Massacro is going to have the legs over the LG into a straight line, but the LG has it in the traction, so when it comes up to a corner, hopefully we can try and breeze back past that Massacro. We're talking about something, hopefully we need to not take lines like that, just run that completely wide, drop ourselves back down to P8, and that's really not what we need to do. All the cars in front of us now will be full position, of course. We need our consistent results are good, but if we start having bad results like this and someone else takes a victory, then the consistent results could be pretty much nullified. It's like, was that someone going the wrong way? I'm pretty sure someone was just going the wrong way just then. But either way, now we're up into P6 once again. You have to keep it flat around this final corner. Of course, Massacro gets a bit of understeer. Does naturally have the Massacro is. Now we're going to P4, keeping it flat around the corner. And the final corner, they have the confidence there to keep it flat. And with the braking, we try and get it now into P3. We do make the move there. Well, I would say up the inside with more through them. Now into P3, it's like the top 2 there, or right in front of us. And Vince isn't even in the lead. So if Vince isn't leading, then that's when you know that the chance for someone to win. Also, I want to point out Vince isn't in the crew. So if he wins the playlist, then that makes sense. They will completely spun themselves out. Now we're on into P2. And now coming around this horrible corner. Now can we even try and chase down Vince for the lead of the race? And now coming around the final corner, Vince runs out a bit wide, slams into the barrier, but it's just not going to be enough. It's going to be another podium finish, but still not a victory. Coming on to the next race, and it's in my worst cars, and I mean, I already know who's won this race. Post in there, in the Prius, surely has already got this race in the bag even before it's begun. But still, as I was saying, but this is probably going to be my worst race. See me, I hate this car, it's just so twitchy, and it just spins out over absolutely anything, and you've seen with the Turismo Classic how much I can't really drive that radio. Did someone just completely wall right around the outside there in the lead? I'm pretty sure someone just wall rided right around the outside. But either way now, we're up into P5, that's starting from my usual back, so then we stop backing down now in P8, but still, a good start, let's go up into P5. Up to P4, P3, it's like you're just going to hold it there in P4, like the car in front of us, the red and white one, just gets much over see there, sliding already. I mean, I'm surprised it took that long just to honestly do our first slide. And so why are the two leaders facing the wrong way? Now we go up now into P2, the two leaders just completely wiped themselves out. Now we've got Vince there up in the lead, so that's the yellow cars, now can you give yourself as we get the curb boost there up the inside. Now we're going side by side now, we clear them now up the hill. And I have to try and chase down Vince, possibly for the leader for the race. And chasing down Vince is not something that's very likely to happen. I mean, he's just in front of us right here, but still, Vince is a better driver, and we're in probably my least favourite car to race. And mountain races, on record, usually aren't my strongest of races. And this race in general is just, honestly, kind of easy with the final few corners. But still, hopefully we can try and chase down Vince and try and take a victory, and hopefully try and extend our lead that we have so far in this playlist. So coming up this hill, let's say Vince, once again, it's just starting to pull away from us now. But surely, if you can carry momentum up the hill, then that's just going to give you a lead. And now coming a bit further on, we're still in P2, pulling away there from all the cars behind us. I don't know what. Hang on, we're into the lead? Where's Vince gone? I'm not going to complain about that, but now we're up to the lead in what I was thinking was going to be our worst race in this playlist. But if we can win our worst race, then that's okay. People just driving the wrong way again. Okay. That's something that we just come to expect. Either way, now coming up to the finish line, we're now going to win our worst race in this playlist. Now coming on to the next race, you go from little cars that slide, and I don't like, to big cars that slide, and I kind of don't like this. We're in the muscle cars for the next race, starting from P7 this time. Even though we're on the outside of the grid, starting from P7, so we're getting at one position from the start there. Someone's already almost wiped themselves out to begin with. Now we're going to P7, there's a few people that have gone for Sabre Turbo. The reason I chose the Sabre Turbo over the dummy race car is this track's more corner based, and you can make it more time through the corners than with the little bit of straight line speed advantage that the dummy has over the Sabre Turbo. As seen here, we're up into the lead, kind of maybe. Take a tire on that inside and never get up to the lead, but here comes Vince in that dummy. Of course, the better driver is utilising the speed of that car to his advantage. And he was side by side with Vince. Vince taking the wide line there, hits into the barrier, never getting to the lead. As Vince fell off, though, that's the crucial thing. If Vince hasn't fell off, and surely it's not going to be long now till he even tries to come back at us, but surely we can enjoy this bit of lead now while I see there's quite a gap to the cars behind already. Now cutting a bit further on, Vince has now caught up to us. He's now going to try and make a move up the inside, but we get, of course, the turning ability of the Sabre Turbo to advantage to get back on the inside, because Vince has the straight line speed advantage over the Sabre Turbo. There's nothing we can do to make the Sabre Turbo faster and straight line than what we're already doing. Go around the car that's not going anywhere. And now we're 2 laps of race left to go. Now Vince is just to come back to us now with the amazing straight line speed there of the dummy race car over the Sabre Turbo. Now we can make the move there to the inside. Now cutting a bit further on, we're still quite behind him. We're still trying to keep with him here. You see through these corners where there's pretty much no skill required. Honestly, there's a car respawn there to completely just put us off there, brake for them, because I don't know if they're a lag out or D1 or anything. Now that's going to allow Vince to pull away massively into the distance. And surely now we're just going to try and focus on finishing in P2, because Vince is going to go off into distance. Now cutting onto the end now of that race, exactly what we did. Vince was just way too far ahead after that respawning car. We have to settle for another second position. Now coming to the next race, we're in the snow. Yep, you had me right. We're in the snow. I have no idea how the creator of this race managed to get snow, but GG to them. And this is just going to be a complete. It's going to be A's. It's going to be interesting, honestly. So we're down in P8 to start this race once again. So I gather just now we're going to be in P7 or P8. Honestly, for most of these races. Now we're going to P5 there. Get a good there now up into P4. We're now going for the third chief point. It's going to completely corner cut our way into the lead of the race. And is this cheating? I mean, it's not cut off, so if you go to the checkpoints, then surely this isn't. I mean, it's morally cheating, but in reality, it's not cheating But now we're into these sliding our way around these corners. I mean, honestly, you could probably take it off the course there and just go around checkpoints like pretty much like that Chrome car's just doing there, and then they move themselves into the lead, doing our tactic there. They're sliding themselves out wide though. Get too late on the brakes. Now we retake the lead there of the snow race, and now we just completely corner cut away there to the inside and just skip over to the next one. Of course, staying on the not snow, on the white, I guess, track extensions around the track. Around there, we want to go around the outside, we get completely slide on there and just completely bail out of trying to spin ourselves out there. Because we've got the lead in the playlist, it's not worth taking a risk trying to spin ourselves out. And see there, the advantage that the car in the lead now had from just running on the other white stuff that wasn't the snow. And I'm going down these jumps here, our braking zone on the snow, this is not going to be fun. As now we're seeing getting a bit of fun there. I mean, it's good that we're in the islands for this, it's an okay powered car, and we can slide ourselves out wide, we keep it on the four wheels, we just about like keep it there the right way up. And now we're going to completely corner cut our way over to the next checkpoint, much like the car in front of us does, but not to the extent that what we do. Now then, you need to get, it's coming into a heavy braking zone here. You cannot afford to fall off here, otherwise you have to go the long way around to get the checkpoint off to the right there. Now we get a pretty good run. We get a bigger braking zone out that Chrome car in front. Now we're going to brake there, lift off up the hill, and now we can make a move to the inside of the Chrome car. Actually, you do make a move there up the inside of the Chrome car, but now the Chrome car is going to come back with a line slam into the wall, just about get back out there before the wall starts sticking out. And we've got a bit of normal road there to the inside we can use to our advantage there to try and get the traction back on. And now we're going over the ultimate curb boost, a triple curb boost. And we move into the lead on the race once again. Now we go for two boosts. Was that someone going the wrong way once again? Why is there someone just driving the wrong way in all these races? That's something that that's probably going to be a question that occurs a lot in these playlists in the future as well. Now we are in the lead, like the car behind us has somehow just completely lost us around the bit of track that wasn't covered in snow. Okay, that's why someone's going the right, that explains it. It's just as that is the cutback section, a shared section of the track. Now going a bit further on, we're going to lead the lap, and now hopefully try and lead the rest of the race now as well.
Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die, looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me, just find me. Sparks will fly if we scream no. This is not how we're gonna go. We are the ones who'll never let go. Just watch us run to where no one knows. We'll never grow. We'll never grow.
Now then, coming up to the finish line, it's going to be a near flawless victory. So we almost missed the chip on there. We're going to finally take a victory in this playlist, and on the one race what I did think it would be, besides the Panto race. Now coming on to the 10th race this place, so not long left to go in this playlist, and finally we're back on Earth. Now we go from snow to water, so it's still a H2O based start to the race, as I have no idea what position we're in once again. We're in 6th, so we're slowly making up positions to start this place. Now we're starting A7th, 6th though. I pretty much just give up on the starting grid logic at this point. We get a pretty good run there through the fast corners. Now we move up into P3, P4, as Vince there in an Osiris. So interesting choice there from Vince. I mean, well, Vince is probably undoubtedly the best racer in his place. So choosing a Slavic car, handicapping himself for the start, it's going to make it easy. So we go for a complete wheelie, and that just completely kills momentum. Drops us back down to where we started in 6th. Now we're going to 5th, and we get up the inside there for Okio. Okio, of course, in the red chrome cars, which I think that all of his cars that I've seen are red chrome. So that makes a pretty smart car. Of course, another East Coast white car there is Miss Sam there in the pink cars as well. So that's something else. Everyone else completely nosedives into the wall. Now we move ourselves a little bit up into P3, P2 as we run wide there. Don't take the best line there through that corner. Definitely a lot tighter than I thought he was. Now we move into 2nd. Now Vince is already starting to pull away in the lead. We get to run there, and all the XAs starting to come right back through us now. the next side, try and get the inside one. Then you've got two phases slams. No, never mind. That was just lag. Now drop down to P3. Are we in now? Yeah, in P3 you've got the black XA one stop we saw back in the first raid. Now trying to get back under us. And now you've got another grey XA right going as well. Get beyond the grass there. That really just completely kills the momentum. And go back to get on the brakes there because I was pretty much taking the wide line there. You know, it's hard to explain. You know when you get the feel of taking a wrong line? That's what I felt there. So I just slammed on the brakes, and I didn't want to risk hitting into that tree, flipping and losing a lot more time than what I already would have. Instead of just losing one position there, possibly to that T20 that was behind us. And we're in P5, so we're in touching distance of the top 4, but Vince is away. Oh god, it's happened again. Vince has just lagged out once again. See, there's the Cyrus on the right hand side of the trailer. So now, if we can get back up to these leads, that's the fight for the lead. We've now got to try and chase down and potentially, hopefully, even get involved in. We're going a bit further on. We're still in P4. The third place has got a terrible run there through that high speed chicane. And they've just slammed themselves into the barrier. I mean, that works for me. Now going to P3. Once again, we're up into a podium position. And hopefully, can we even try and chase down the top 2 and possibly even win this race? Now going a bit further on. We're now up into seconds. And now we're on to the final lap of the race. Of course, only 2 lap race being a 3-minute lap. So it's all or nothing on this final lap of the race. Now as we do go back up into second once again, now the Black Colt takes the lead, so we've managed to swap positions first and third. We're still in P2. So all of this will take a while, we'll get a tight line there to the inside. Of course, hopefully not doing the trench repeat or wheelie that we did the first time round. Getting a bit of slide in there, of course, with our 2 inner wheels compared to probably the off-roads on the car in front of us. Now going off the curb once again, we go for the extra curb there on the right hand side. We should think that the black in front of us doesn't go for it. It's like it doesn't really much make, well, honestly, any difference now. Again, nice and early on the brakes there. They go a bit deep. Now we get up into the lead of the race. Once again, we take a horrible line through this corner. But then again, they don't get the best of lines either. But now it's still going to be pretty even between me and this car behind, and the XA behind us. So we just keep in front of them there for the time being. Looking around this from the middle sector now. We're still in front of them. It's like hopefully now we can try and build a gap to them. Hopefully try and even start to pull away from them. Now that we have the lead, hopefully what we need this time is try and keep a good run up the hill and just try and build a gap throughout the remainder of the lap. Just trying to get much of a run there through that corner. Now we're just going to be further on. We're still in the lead Grand Prix, and the footage just decides to cut off there. But that's what PlayStation decides to do. But I can confirm that we did actually end up winning that race from that black car in second. I think the grey one held on to third. Coming on to the 11th race of this place now. We're starting, I have no idea what position we're in this time. We're starting in 4th. 5th, 4th, somewhere, I've no idea. Like I said last time, I had to give up on where we're starting. So we're in 4th, 5th start. Now, for all of that, we get a terrible start. Now we're down to 8th, so we've doubled our starting position. Down to 8th, so I'm going for Nero, so interesting choice there. So is that Tempest in front of us as well? So that, well, they've just gone straight to 9. Never mind, it's just them lagging. Now we're P5, we're turning way too early there. In the slide there, after that, actually just lift off completely there and drop down to P7. That's really not what we see. It's like everyone's just running wide into that random ash tree that's out there. Now it's like the Tempest is just going to get outside there of the Tempest, and now we get back into P6, so pretty much 1 or 2 positions off where we started. And the Wagner might actually be a good choice in this race. So this race is seeming, well, there doesn't seem to be much pace. Remember, this is before the update, so the XA is still the fastest car, but there wasn't much between the XA and the Wagner. And given the amount of corners on this track, and given the Wagner has more straight line speed in the first place, the Wagner may have been, in hindsight, a better choice. But honestly, I just wonder what everyone else was going for. Because if everyone else is in the same car with me, then you're going to have a fair race with them. If I choose a Wagner and it ended up being terribly slow, then that could end up costing me a playlist, a good race, and maybe even a playlist victory. So I stuck with what everyone else did. Now, apparently we're now up to P3, even though I'm pretty sure there's 5 cars in front of me, but somehow we're now in P3. I'm pretty sure that there's 4 cars. No, thank you again. Now it decides to cover itself now into P4. Possibly now in P5, Miss Sam goes for a dive there up the inside. It doesn't quite work out for her, but she's still, her pink car completely fills up the screen there. It's like something in front of us. No, there's a Tempest. Just goes for no, just holds it on the track. Thanks for lagging, Tempest. That Tempest is really ready to hold on. Now the lead has completely crashed into the barrels. And we're up to second. Is this a fight for the lead? Can we try and take the lead from Two-Face, who's in the Wagner? I mean, like I said, the Wagner could be a good choice around this track. He's just seen through one corner how much they're already pulling away from us. Now cutting all the way though onto the end of that lap, you can see Two-Face just left us for dead in this race. And they've crossed the line to win the race, but is it too little too late? But we're going to come across the line for another podium finish in this playlist. Have we been on the podium in every single race? I think we have, so 1 race left to go to try and keep up this podium streak going. And once again, starting on the odd side of the grid, so probably in 7th once again. No, actually we're in 5th, so for the final race we're starting furthest up the grid as we have all players. In 5th, we're immediately up to 4th there off the start. Now we've got Pointy and 2 other cars. Someone going for a Jester, interesting choice there. Fun Pepper was there in the Jester. So now we're going 3 wide there push for a moment there for the lead. Grumpy, try and just keep it around the outside, have a bit of a lift off there. We're going to run wide into the wall, and I really don't want to spin out on the final race of the place. So like someone maybe just smash themselves off there into that really high speed chicane. Now trying pointing there, now moves up there into the lead. We get a bit of a slide on there, trying to hold it around the outside. Like that's going to give Pointy enough of an advantage there to try to pull it away from us. So now, of course, it's me and Pointy battling for the win. Remember on that one race where I won my first race with the crew, if it hadn't been for him hitting the slowdown pad, what could it have been? So is this the race that never happened, the race that we should have happened between me and Pointy in that race? So are we going to finally get it on this race? We are seem to be actually got a pretty good run there. Actually do seem to start to be reeling in Pointy quite a bit. They're coming to the hairpin. Because this race in practice was kind of a mixed bag for me. I mean, I did okay, but I crashed quite a lot around this race. That bump there caused me quite a few issues. I've seen there why I stuck so much to the left around it. And that traffic light as well. Oh damn, that traffic light caused me so many problems. And I really, something needs to be done to hopefully just cover that traffic light. That would make my life so much easier if that traffic light was just covered. Now coming up now through the final few corners of the end of the first lap, it's like Pointy there is starting to pull away from it because if we had another second place, that's more than enough, I would think, to win us this playlist, given our consistent results throughout. And hopefully this really is just going to be enough. Now we're still a good run there, I'm Pointy there out of the final corner, and can we try and chase him down, possibly try and take the lead of the race from him. Now as we come around the second corner, we get a pretty good there, and it was just completely power right around the outside, I'd say, of Pointy there to move into lead and keep it more committed to that time, keep him definitely a lot flatter there. And just once again, if you get the right line, keep him planted there. High speed there, it's like Pointy is still right behind us. Komario to me. I think we actually started to pull away from Pointy already, so I think Pointy there didn't quite get the best line through that pitch game. I think he may have actually bounced off the barrier sticking out there, so now we've just got to try and hold on to this lead now for the rest of the race. Taking a look at the final page results, and indeed we would take victory in dominant fashion, 71 points clear, with 2 phases who comes home in second, and Randek finding off the podium, but of course because it isn't in the crew, so Azik gets the final podium position crew wise. Azan comes home in 5th for Nodo, with Miss Sam coming home in 6th. Candy comes home in 7th, with Monster in 8th, Fred in 9th, and rounding off the top 10 is Attenborough, with Pointy unfortunately all the way down in the 11th. So honestly, I thought it'd be higher with 96 points, so still, pretty much if you just look at the point difference there between Pointy and honestly, I'd say Miss Sam. So honestly, the mid-pack of cars really is just really close in this playlist, and it's pretty much you can't prove to make any mistake whatsoever. Altpox comes home in 12th, with Fien in 13th, Vince all the way down in 14th with his various lag outs. And actually bottom of the point scorers with Okio in 15th, Invalid in 16th, and Vic in 17th, and unfortunately for him, last, but we'd expect a level 20 in this competing at this kind of levels, and just not going to work. So that's been WHRE Select 3. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all next time.